So I didn't have to do a thing to transform these people. My very presence transformed them. So I know the kingdom of heaven is a body. And clothed in this body, wherever you go, is heaven. As Milton said, if I make my bed in hell, thou art there. Make it in heaven, thou art there. If I take my wings and fly, no matter where I fly, and he puts the words into the mouth of Satan, it is hell, because I myself am hell. If I am hell, no matter where I go, put me into heaven, it becomes hell. It's confusion. Haven't you met people who, no matter where they go, that they disturb the entire evening, the whole day? Bring them in, it's like a plague. I had a friend of mine in New York City. His name was Milo. Well, I used to love the fun of it. Take him to Carnegie Hall and put Milo at the end of the aisle, standing in the back, and have Milo walk down that aisle towards, say, the third or fourth row. He bumped into everyone in this world. He could no more walk down an aisle and go without hitting someone. He struck this one, struck that one, struck the other one. One night at home, he shook my hand to say goodbye, opened the wrong door, went right into the closet. Milo could no more stop that. He just simply confused everything. If he came home and dined, well, I had to watch everything on the table. He would use everything that was wrong. And yet he was a delightful person. But Milo was so completely confused. That was Milo's life. Well, now this is harmony beyond measure. The body that is yours when you awake to it. And wherever you are, it is perfect. If you stood in the petrified forest, the whole vast forest would burst into foliage. If you went through the desert, they would blossom like the rose. Things long dead would simply become alive because you are alive. For you are the resurrection then. You are the God of the living, not the dead. And so all things that seemingly are dead become alive in your presence. This is the power and the wisdom of which I speak. And I am not theorizing. I am not speculating. I have tasted of the power. By taste, I mean I have experienced the power and the wisdom of God. Now, when this little garment comes off for the last time, in the not distant future, I am clothed in that body forever. And the day will come, you will be clothed in a similar body. He gives it a body as he has chosen. So let no one frighten you that you've got to earn the kingdom of heaven. You do not earn it. It is the consequence, not the condition of his choice. It is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. So when people tell you you've got to do this and do that and do the other in order to earn it, forget it. Then it's not a gift if you earn it. It's something that is due you, like your wages. Don't tell me at the end of the week, if I work by the week or by the month, and he pay me what I have earned, that he gave me something. I recall once my publisher, at the end of 6 months, when he gave me a very big check, and his wife said, "You see how much I've given you?" I said, "You haven't given me anything. You've only now put into my hands what you've been using without interest for the last 6 months. If I come in here every day and say to you, what book did you sell today? And you paid me that day, I didn't do that. I waited 6 months in confidence that you would give me the accumulated monies. So at the end of 6 months, you used that money, you put it in the bank, you didn't put it in the vault, you kept that money in the bank. So that you did not have to borrow from the bank to run your business. It was my money. And because it accumulated, and it was a good big check, you now feel poor that you gave me so much. You get that out of your idea, of your mind. You didn't give me one red penny. You just simply took what was mine that you accumulated use without interest, and then put it into my hand. But she never repeated that again. So I tell you, this is a gift. You don't earn the kingdom. It is God's good pleasure to give it to you. And he has already given it to you. But the gift has not yet been realized. It is still to be realized in experience. And so I'm sharing with you the experience. It comes suddenly, without warning, and then you taste of it. You tell it to the friends, and those who are not yet called to receive it will laugh at you and say hallucination. All right, let them be. They will one day get it. Even though today they laugh at you, one day they will get it. They'll all get it. But he calls us one by one, as told us in the 27th chapter of the book of Isaiah. I will call you one by one, O people of Israel. Well, who are the people of Israel? Let me quote you now the 8th verse of the 32nd chapter of Deuteronomy. He has put bounds to the peoples according to the number of the sons of God. Not one child can be born in this world, but what it is, a garment that the Son of God wears. But he's going to call his sons one by one. All in good time, each in his own order. And when he calls you, how does he call you? He sends a famine upon the land. It's not a famine for bread, not a hunger for bread or a thirst for water, but for the hearing of the word of God. When not a thing in this world can satisfy you but an experience of God, the hunger is on you. Yes, the bins may be bursting with wheat, and all the food in the world at your disposal, and all the money to buy it. But if the hunger is for the word of God, not a thing can satisfy you but an experience of God. That's when he calls you. He sends a famine upon the land. Not a hunger for bread or a thirst for water, but for the hearing of the word of God. When that comes upon you, I don't care what the world will say, they can't turn you away from that experience, because not a thing can satisfy you. There is not one temptation in the world. Offer you all the things in the world, it can't satisfy you. Offer you tonight the presidency, a dictatorship of the world, it could not satisfy you. You wouldn't want it. You want to experience God. You don't want it as hearsay. You want it from something that actually takes place within you, that you know from experience that God is. And you will never know him unless his Son reveals him.